Hey folks, today is I think it's June 18th, 2013, and it is day 28 of the 100-pound dash. I went yesterday for my weigh-in and I lost 4 pounds, which I was actually pretty excited about, seeing as I drank like a fish last Thursday at that business event I was telling you about. So the fact that I still lost 4 pounds made me very happy. So I'm down to 251, so that makes 22 pounds lost so far. I've only got 2 days left on HcG, and then after that, I have 2 more days of the 500 calories per day, and then I start with my transition diet. And I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute, because after you do HcD, you have 30 days of a rest period. My initial plan was to do the MediFast, which was the prepared meals, but when I went there yesterday, I noticed that a lot of the prepared meals had milk and wheat in them, and I found out, of course, that I'm allergic to both of those things. So it turns out I'm not going to be able to eat a lot of food on MediFast. So they actually gave me another diet that I can be on that's no starch, no sugar, and a low carb diet plan that I stay on for 30 days. And there's tons of food that I could eat. So I actually think I'm going to do really well. But what I wanted to talk to you about were the results that I got back yesterday. I took a skin allergy test a couple of weeks ago, and I got the results back from that. And this is actually, it's this form with, they tested me on all these different areas, and they give you a range of numbers, and anything above a 4 is something that you should be sensitive to. Well, it turns out that I'm pretty much allergic to everything, and this test covers grass, weeds, two types of weeds, 3 types of trees. One is for insects, one is for mold, and another are foods. So it turns out that in the food area, I'm allergic to, this kind of breaks my heart, the cocoa bean, corn, cow's milk, which we already knew from the blood test that I took, soybean, tomatoes, whole eggs, whole grain oats, and whole wheat. So pretty much wheat, all these things are pretty much going to be gone out of my diet, because my blood test showed that I was allergic to these things as well. So it was the chocolate, though, that's probably hurting me the most, and maybe the tomatoes. That's going to be hard to let go. I think I'll still do tomatoes in moderation, but that's pretty much it. And I'm pretty much allergic to every other kind of grass. Now, granted, it's not a high allergic reaction because most of my stuff was a 4, but sheep sorrel, I guess, I scored a 13, and verticillium, I got a 9, and white alder, I got a 9. So I'm going to look into seeing what both of those, looking into research into what those things are and where I'm most likely to find them, because it may explain why I've been having a lot of headaches, and it just seems like my sinuses are getting worse the older that I get. But it's because I'm allergic to everything. So it's actually kind of nice to at least know, what's going on with my body. And then the second set of tests that I got back were the results of the urine metabolism test that I did. And this was the one that pretty much looked at how my body metabolizes food. And from what Dr. Dave explained to me yesterday, there's almost like 5 different factories in your body, and each one of those different factories has their part of the responsibility of taking the food that you eat, breaking it down, and then either sending it to be, I think, used for energy, or having it turn into waste. And those 5 things work together. So this metabolic test actually looked at all 5 of my different factories and the different pieces and all the different workers within that factory, and let me know which one of those workers in the factory was not functioning properly. So, and it comes in this great thing called the urinary metabolic profile. And just to kind of go over with you what we talked about. So this kind of are the results. It's pretty complicated, but you can look at the different, or maybe there's more than 5 factories. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's like 8 different factories within your body that are all responsible for your metabolism. And he actually said I did really well. The only area